Systemic thinking, the way to superconsciousness.
In this section, I want to review the structure of universe from the smallest particle to the biggest particle. Leader for the particle. There is no knowledge about the leader for particle. As you see in this section, the smallest particle is leader for the bigger, a smaller particle is leader for the bigger particle, and bigger is the follower of leader or a small particle. Uh, the current knowledge having there is no information in the current knowledge about the leader for the particles and fundamental particles. This is called fundamental particles, similar to uh, boson and electron and quarks and others. Combination of these particles uh, lead to the composite particle, similar to proton, neutron, and others. Uh, each part that I explain about these has a mental model or mathematical that I simulated previous. Maximum Cx subjected to Ax is less than B, for example. And composite, for example, proton has these mental structure, mental model that you see. And after that, atom. Atom is composed from electron and uh, proton, neutron in some structures that you have studied before in the physics or chemistry. After that, we can envisage to the molecule. Molecule is composed of atoms, and DNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid, is composed of three macromolecules and the matter. The relationship and several relationship between the several molecules with other forces, with several forces, can make the matter. And chromosome. Chromosome is composed of the DNA. Cell is composed of the chromosome in the core and other belongs that can you see in the related science in this ground. And tissue. Tissue is composition of the cells. And for example, human can be formed from tissues, and similar to human, animals, plants are the existence and phenomena that are composed of the tissue. And the group of humans can be figured in the structure of family, and many families compose the society. And integration societies compose the countries, and the integration countries compose astronomical objects, for example, Earth, the solar system, sun, and other planets similar to Earth, and galaxies, and in the end of this structure, cosmos. And cosmos return to the particle. The cosmos comprised of all phenomena and particles, similar to universe. consciousness to all models and their relationships with each other is our duty. If we can convert the structure of our mind to this state so that we have obtained consciousness to all models and their relationships with each other, we can approach to the super consciousness. I must say that after consciousness to all models and their relationships with each other, we can move from determinism to the free will. The determinism in contrast with the free will, and in the particles separately there is a determinism, and in total existence and consciousness to all models and their relationships with each other, we can access to the free will. I can say the human, for example, human is consists of the tissue similar to intestine, esophagus, stomach, ovaries and testicles, and skin, eye, eyebrow, hair, nose, heart, hand, nail, foot, and these particles, these issues, these particles of body are led by their cells. For example, the set of cells handle and manage the tissue, for example, intestine. And you can see there are systemic thinking in every tissue. You can see there is systemic thinking in the cell, and you can see there is a systemic thinking in a human or animal or plant. But we can't access to this mind if we can't have conscious about our mind, so that we can give up the self-consciousness and promote the systemic thinking. We can't access to the holistic and super consciousness. Okay. After that, for example, we infer to the family. Family is composed of the, for example, humans. Some humans, child and father and mother, and sisters and brothers, and aunts, uncles, a grandfather, grandmother. These are family group. In this family, we can deploy the systemic thinking and promoting the consciousness from component oriented to the holistic, if we perceive and understand the total of family. For example, I can place myself instead of my father. I can place myself instead of my mother, my sister, my brother, my grandfather, my grandmother, my wife, my child. Okay, in this structure I can say that I will approach to the holistic